the gaming industry and the gaming press and everything involving games has really changed, I would say, in the past 15 years after the advent of YouTube. Because now I think the most respected voices and the ones that people go to the most when it comes to video game opinions is YouTube. They go to specific YouTubers that talk about specific games, and they rely less and less on sites like IGN, GameSpot, Kotaku, Polygon, The Gamer, etc. Like, they rely on those much less now for reviews. So when it was announced this week that videogamedunkey, or he calls himself Dunkey, is forming a new publishing studio called Big Mode, this turned a lot of heads and got a lot of people's chins waggling. Some were positive, some were very negative about this. And basically, he basically says that he's sick and tired of sitting on the sidelines when it comes to gaming and stuff like this. So he wants to put his hat in and get into the publishing business. What are your thoughts about Dunkey going into the publishing business with Big Mode?
Personally, I don't like him as a personality because sometimes he gets a little bit full of himself.
Okay.
The best way I can compare make a comparison is he would be like Stephanie Sterling if Stephanie Sterling turned up the ego to like 11. One of the things that he mentioned on his whole I'm making a video game publishing company is just one of his points was I have a proven track record of keeping track of games that have been very successful and stuff like that. And when you look at his track record, it's just like these are all games that everyone else talked about, dude. You're not the end all be all that has suddenly discovered like these games magically. Just don't be so damn full of yourself.
Okay. Now, is that the issue you're having with him making a publishing studio? That you think he's just a big-headed person who is too full of himself to realize that maybe he doesn't have the talent? Like, go ahead.
I think it's more just the fact that I think his ego is a little bit inflated, thinking that he can that he has a track record of basically finding indie games that are 100% hits, and that's supposedly what he's marketing with his publishing company, and that just sounds like just marketing huff and puff. Just nobody has a 100% track record. That's just the nature of business. You will have some failures, and for him to kind of huff and puff and say, "Hey, I'll only be looking for the best of the best indies," it's just like, okay, well, sometimes some games look like that they're best of the best, but sometimes things happen. Maybe they have a change of heart in how they want to develop their game, and then they choose to take it in a direction that is not fun anymore.
Right.
And maybe there's just something happens where maybe they have a family emergency. They're just like, I just can't finish this game. I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna have to just unplug development from this and just fucking call it.
Right.
And those could be duds.
Right. To be honest, being braggadocious is a business thing. Like, if you aren't full of yourself to a certain extent and think that you can change the world, you oftentimes will fail at business. So he has the mentality of someone who I think if he wants to run a business, that he will put the time in and he thinks he can do it. He's really the type of person that people who are in business are attracted to. That thinks that, I can definitely do this. I will put the money in. I will do it. And I'll show everyone that I'm right. Like, that's attractive to business people to a certain extent. And that may be attractive to people who are developers who are looking for their games to be published. So let me ask you this then. If it was Stephanie Sterling who made this announcement, would you have an issue with it?
Probably not, because Stephanie Sterling has a bit of modesty when it comes to just talking stuff up. And they will talk about just how bad a bad game is. Just that's just one thing that I've always known them for. Just if a game is legit bad, they will just say, "Yo, this game stinks." Just behold the spectacular stink of this game.
And Dunkey
And
doesn't do that?
Dunkey just has usually had a track record of just being really hyped out about something, and just it's been the games that he's usually been hyped up about have been things that other YouTubers have talked about. And
Okay.
again, it's nothing against him. Just as said, I just feel that he's kind of overstating his importance, in my opinion.
I am of the mentality that I don't care at this point if this person is a personality that people like or don't like, or is somebody who's full of himself or is not. Like, that doesn't matter to me so much. If this means a game developer is going to get published and going to get the marketing that he or she needs to succeed by going through Dunkey's label, I'm all for it. Like, whatever. You can hate Dunkey all you want, and I don't honestly don't care at this point. Like, if you hate Dunkey, I guess you don't like him very much. If you hate Dunkey and just how he does his videos and his opinions and everything, I don't care. I don't care about his opinion, really. I don't think he's that great. But if he's willing to put his money where his mouth is and market and help develop these and give money to these developers to make their games, I'm all for it. I mean, that's more voices. That's more people that are going to get a chance to develop their games. I don't see the issue with that. I mean, if the only issue anyone has is, well, I don't like Dunkey. Well, you don't like Bobby Kotick either, but he puts money into games. You don't like Dennis Dyack. He did the same thing. You don't like Todd Howard. He did the same thing. I mean, it doesn't matter if you like the person. If he's putting the money down to do it, who cares at this point? Like, what?
Yeah,
If,
and I mean, I guess for me, it's more he can talk a big game, but definitely I want to see what happens when the rubber hits the road.
right. No, I absolutely agree with that. Like, I'm expecting this to be a very tough transition. Like, when you do anything new, anything business wise, like us, for example, Zero. Like, when we started this, I mean, when we started this, we weren't getting much. We're not getting a lot now, but we're getting better. But this was tough. This was something that we had to iron some kinks out. We had to do different things. We had to go a different direction, certain aspects. You do have to learn on the fly when doing something new. That's just how it is. So am I expecting Dunkey to just go do well right off the bat? No, I'm not. But am I going to be the one that's going to be like, oh, you're failing, huh? No. Because if it means more options for indie developers to get more, to get their games out there, I'm all for it. I don't care. Like, a good game's a good game, okay? If a game is great, I don't give a shit who published it. Like, even if it's EA, like, even if EA published a great game, like it takes two. And at the end of the game, at the end of the day, everyone loved that game. Did they care that EA published it? No, it was a good game. They just bought it. Who fucking cares? Like, I don't get that. You can hate the guy. That's fine. Like, I don't care on that aspect. But if you're giving more options to these developers who don't have to go to EA, Ubisoft, Microsoft, Sony, but can still remain independent to a certain extent, who cares? Like, who really cares at this point? And if he's successful and makes your favorite game, are you really going to hate the fact that he helped publish that game? No, you're not going to care. So, my opinion on this entire thing basically is good luck. Good luck. If you can do it, I wish you good luck. That's it. And if you can't do it, well, he learned his lesson. He'll sell his business. Someone else will take it over, or we'll shut it down, or whatever. Fine. But all I can say is good luck to you. That's it. I'm really surprised that you were kind of down on this, to be absolutely honest. Like, I guess because you don't like Dunkey, I guess is the issue. Because, like I've seen a few of his videos, and they're okay, but they're not very thought-provoking. There are a lot of videos that I've watched of his where, like, yeah, you're funny, but you're not saying anything new here. So
Yeah.
But hey, if he wants to put his money where his mouth is and try and get these indie developers to get more exposure. And if he really puts in the money to do this, good on him on this. That's how I think. Now, if it turns out that he screwed developers over, then shit on him forever. Then fine, he deserves this. But for right now, my opinion is basically he wants to do it. Good luck. Why would you hate more publishers out there that will bring in more games that deserves more attention? I don't get that.
Yep. So yeah, overall, it's definitely more. While I don't really care for him, I do wish him the best of luck and hope that he really is down to put his money where his mouth is, because it's publishing's a tough business.
Yeah,
It's a cutthroat world, and there's a lot of luck involved in it too, because of course, just every once in a while you find a golden gem, and then that golden gem is kind of what rockets you off into stardom and everything.
Right.
But sometimes things don't work out. What you think is a gem ends up being a massive turd, and it may not have been a situation you could see coming. So best of luck to him. It's going to be a tough road, but that's really all I can really think of, to be honest.
I mean, marketing there is a formula to marketing to a certain extent, but you do have to learn when to use certain styles of marketing in order for it to work very well. Like if you need a grassroots marketing campaign, I mean, that's possible. If you needed a campaign that is mostly social media driven, okay. I mean, you have to know exactly what to do at that certain extent. So if he's going to do that, he better have somebody who can do it, or he better be damn well good at it too. So we'll see. I'm going to wish him good luck, and hopefully he will be able to go ahead and be successful in that, because that just means more options for developers. But am I rooting for him? Nah. Do I think he'll fail? Yeah, I kind of think he will. But I'm wishing he won't, because more options is always a good thing. So, yeah. Thank you for listening to this podcast segment. The Capital Games podcast is done every week, and we post it on all your favorite podcast apps, as well as segments on YouTube. If you want to listen to another segment, you can listen to a new one right there on the screen. We also do a movie podcast called the Capital Games Movie Club. If you'd like, you can go ahead and click on that and see all the movies that we have reviewed from that point. Thank you for listening, and we hope to hear from you soon.